Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Louise, I am the maker on the move, and today the renovations start in Olive the camper van. We are turning her from this to this. Oh, she looks so empty. So the renovations are about to start. So if you haven't seen the camper van conversion video, I'll tag that down below and you can go and have a look at what an absolute nightmare that was from start to finish, but we got it just about there in time to leave for my trip last summer. It is now March and I am ready to crack on with Olive so we can get lots of renovations done so I can head back out and use her during the summer this year. Also in the description box down below, I will link the van tour that I did a couple of weeks ago so you can have a look what she looks like before and then follow me along on the renovations and then you'll see after. So if you don't want to miss anything, hit the subscribe button and you can see it all as it happens. So the plan for today is, first of all, wait for my brother to arrive. Mickey is coming back, he is helping with the renovations and you're going to get used to him again. We're going to have to empty everything out, so put everything into boxes, all of the contents from the kitchen, from the storage, all of that into the garage, and then we can start by removing the bed and sorting out the white boxes as well, one with the toilet in and the other one that's a storage unit, because they are both going to move, I think. The plans keep changing every time, so even a couple of weeks ago when I told you what the plan was, they've changed since then, so follow along and we'll try and find out what I'm doing as I get there, because I'm making it up as I go along. I'm sure that doesn't surprise anyone. Let's go. Cavalry's here. One last look at Olive, how she is. Oh, you've been good to us, Olive. It's time for a makeover though, I think. Okay, so update for you. We have emptied everything out of the kitchen cupboards. Everything's now empty in here. Both of the bench seats are now pretty much empty, except for the electrics. We are now going to start taking the bench seats out. They're going to be sold, so if you want any bench seats, the kitchen's also being sold without the top or the stuff that's on top of it. Just let me know. But we're about to start taking these out, but I've got to remember which order I put them in, so I can do that backwards. Plus, I've got to take the electrics out of it while we're doing it, so it's going to be a bit of a slow process. And that's why Mickey's here. And that's the drill. Why? 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 Okay. Woo! Step one. One down, one to go. The thing about this is YouTube gets me from all the good angles. Oh, baby. Oh, that's exciting.
Come on, Sven.
What?
Say, come on, Sven.
Come on, Sven. You can do it. Sven's the screwdriver, by the way.
Sven's how I'm going to lay down.
Oh, I can't lift it. It's too heavy.
Oh, I see. You can't move these screws. You can't lift that. It's too heavy.
Yeah. Basically, I'm pathetic.
Basically.
I'm not.
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm not pathetic.
No, you're just weak.
I'm not weak. You're weak.
All right, I'll go home then. You can do your own.
Stuck in it. That'll do. Let's me just tread on it. This could go horribly wrong. I wonder if, did I put a batten in? No, I didn't. There's no batten in there. All my foot's stuck to the tape. Hang on. Why are you two being awkward? Come on, Mickey, you can do it. I believe in you.
This one might be threaded.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah! Yeah!
Sven.
Yes, Mickey! High five! Well done. Good work. And breathe. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, baby. Okay, end of day one, and the bed has gone. The bench seats have moved and we've got most of it actually sorted. So good work, team. Yeah. Okay, so it's now the next day. We are on day 2 of the build and I am getting ready to do my first sewing project. So up until this point it's been more construction based, but today we are cracking on with our first project. But before we do that, I have got some sort of leak in this window. I don't know if you can see, there's a puddle of water here. And I'm not really sure where it's coming from. Looking at this up here, this bit is completely dry, so it must be coming from here somewhere. So I'm going to have to reseal this because the insulation in the door here is a bit damp. And yesterday there was a big wet patch here. So I think I might have to end up replacing this bit of flooring because also... Excellent. Right, I've cleared them up. The back of this curtain has got stains on it. I don't know if you can see. And it's like, it looks like it's a little bit mouldy. So I'm going to try and see if I can figure something out with those. My job for today is to take these curtains up. So the curtains that are at the front door and this door here, they're both too long and they've always been too long. And every time I shut the door, it annoys me. So I want to take them up. Now, I am not an expert at taking up curtains. I have done it before for myself, but obviously it's not something I do. So if I do this wrong, it's going to work for me, so that's all that matters. So quite often people, when they're taking up curtains, they think that they need to measure how long they need to be and cut it there. I always make sure that I hang the curtains up so that I can get the exact height, because obviously sometimes the floor isn't level, the van definitely isn't level. So rather than measuring them, I'm just going to pin them to where I think I need them to be, and then I'm going to sew them there. So that is the project we're doing today. So I'm going to go and grab my pins and we get started. Okay, so this is going to be very interesting for two reasons. First of all, it's a bit windy today, so this fabric could go anywhere at any point, as you can see. But also, all of my pins are at the shop where I was teaching earlier, so I am using needles, which I don't recommend. Don't do this. Do as I say, not as I do. But for now, I need to get these curtains done, so these will do the job. There's two pairs of curtains on each side, so there's a net curtain and then there's a thicker curtain. So the reason that there are two sets of curtains is the net ones are there to give us a bit of privacy, but also to keep the bugs out in the summer, which is very, very important, because if you get bugs in here, as soon as you try and sleep, it's an absolute nightmare. And then also the thicker ones to keep the light and the heat in or out, depending on the time of year. So the first job is to cut the net. This is going to be a long task. Now I've done those nets, I'm going to start by pinning up the lining on these curtains and then the actual fabric itself. Then I'm going to take them back to the shop so I can use the big table and we can get them all pinned correctly. It's easier to do it when you've got a lot more space rather than me trying to do it here on my tiny desk, which you would have seen in my office video a couple of weeks ago, so I'll tag that down below. But we will try and get these pinned and then we can go back and get them sewn. So I want them to touch the bottom because we need to make sure that the heat stays in or out, but I don't want to have a gap, so I'm going to have to be quite specific about where I pin it and where they end up being. This would be a lot easier with pins, because the other problem I have is I'm doing this with lining, but also it's very thick fabric, so it's a lot heavier and a lot thicker to try and get all of the needles through. So my original plan was to take the lining up separately, because that's what I'd do if I was working on curtains for the house. But seeing as I'm the only one who's going to see these, and it's just going to be at the back, I'm not going to see it most of the time, I'm just going to sew them up like this. Not what you should do, but like I said, it's only for me, so I'm going to take as many shortcuts as possible. Okay, now I just have to repeat the process on the other curtain. Right, let's go to the other ones. So the main difference with these curtains compared to the other ones are I've already chopped some off the bottom of these. So while I was away in the summer, they were ridiculously long. So I cut a bit off, but because I did that and never finished the bottom, it's all completely frayed. So it's an absolute nightmare. And this happens all the time. The other ones are still in one piece, so I could just fold over the bottom and there was no raw edge. But this one, I'm going to have to fold them up twice. So again, I'm going to try and pin them. I'm going to cut the nets and hopefully we'll be able to get them down and sewn by the end of the day. So on these ones, like I said, I'm going to have to turn them up once and then going to have to turn them up again to make sure that they're the right height and we hide all the raw edges. I said let's take them to the shop as if that was going to be really easy, but I've actually got to take the curtain poles completely down before I can do that. So yay. Probably need a screwdriver. So basically these curtain poles have got two poles on the same bracket, so I can have the net curtains on one and the other curtains on the other. It's really clever. They're IKEA ones, I think. They weren't very expensive, but they're really, really good. But because of how these are on here, I think... Oh, hi friend. Hi buddy, you okay? You helping? Good boy. Rory, this is YouTube. YouTube, this is Rory. You have a good look around, buddy. You carry on. Right, so what I'm saying is I can definitely slide this pair off. And I'm hoping I could just slide the other ones all the way across. Yes, I can. Okay, oh, no, I can't. Because the middle one. There's a bracket in the middle. I was hoping I could slide that all the way across without taking the pole out. But I don't think I can, which means I've got to unscrew the other end. Which isn't a big deal, it's just longer. Pit stop. See if we can just slide it off in the middle. Oh, promising, promising. Yeah! Yeah, baby! Okay, now I'm gonna head to the shop and sew them. Curtains done. So this is how we're leaving her at the end of this video. The bed has gone, the kitchen is empty. These 2 units, this one is exactly where it was, and the one that was behind me here is now stacked there. We've cleared all of this, and then next time we're tackling the kitchen. So that is it for this week. I need to go and have a lie down. Join me next week where the renovations and the sewing projects will continue. Have a good day, guys.